Hello everyone. In today's class, we will be learning about health and hygiene. The learning objectives are you will be able to learn what is health, why we fall sick, types of diseases, and prevention measures. You might have observed when we are healthy, we are happy, active, and take part in all the activities happily. When we are sick, we are sad, we are inactive, and we don't take part in any of the activities. What is health and what makes us sick? Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So, health is a condition or state of being physically and mentally fit. And disease is a condition that doesn't allow our body to function properly. It is an illness that affects the health of a person. When we are sick, the body organs don't function properly and fall into illness. Let us move to reasons for falling sick. Germs are one of the important reasons for falling sick. What are germs? They are the microorganisms, including bacteria and viruses. They are living everywhere. They live in water, they live in air, etc. And not only germs, even lack of proper diet, poor hygiene, and improper lifestyle also can make us fall into sick. Types of diseases. We have mainly two types of diseases, communicable and non-communicable diseases. Communicable diseases spread from one person to another through direct or indirect contact. Now, how do they spread? They spread through air, water, and contaminated food. And who spreads these diseases? They are the germs, and an infected person. Also, an animal bite can cause communicable diseases. Moving to non-communicable diseases, diseases does not spread from one person to another through direct or indirect contact are known as non-communicable diseases. This slide makes us understand how one infected person can spread these communicable diseases to a large group of people. Let us try to understand some of the communicable diseases and how do they spread. First, we have cholera, typhoid, jaundice, and diarrhea. They spread by consuming contaminated food and water. If a contaminated food is shared among people, these diseases also get spread among them. Next, we have H1N1, influenza, common cold, and tuberculosis. They spread by breathing air contaminated by infected person through the act of spitting, coughing, or sneezing. The liquid droplets of infected person upon sneezing or coughing having germs can spread these diseases. Next, malaria and dengue. They spread by mosquitoes carrying parasites. The parasite for malaria is spread by mosquitoes. When the mosquito bites an infected person and to move to a healthy one, it carries these parasites from one to one. Chickenpox, measles, and ringworms. They spread by coming in contact with a sick person or by touching their towels and handkerchiefs. Measles and chickenpox are in direct contact to our body being on our skin. Hence, their clothes will be having these germs and they can spread if it is not disinfected. Prevention of communicable and non-communicable, sorry, prevention of communicable diseases. Wearing mask. Masks blocks the germs and dust entering our body through nose and mouth and avoid them affecting us. Coughing or covering our mouth before sneezing or coughing. Covering our nose while sneezing or coughing doesn't leave the germs into air and keeps the environment safe from the infected one or from the germs. Washing hands at regular interval. In a day-to-day life, we come in direct contact with people and various materials. There can be chances of germs stuck to them. When we touch them, they get into our body. If we don't practice washing our hands regularly, we tend to have these communicable diseases through them. Next, keeping our surrounding clean. Obviously, it doesn't allow germs to grow and multiply. Healthy eating habits. Eating healthy make our immune system strong and fight against diseases. And washing clothes of a patient with disinfectant. As we discussed before, when clothing of infected persons are disinfected, we kill those germs and make them germ free. Vaccination. Vaccine is a biological preparation that is injected into the body to reduce the risk of contracting certain diseases. And vaccination is the process of injecting vaccines into the body of a healthy person. Let us try to understand briefly how does the vaccination process work. Vaccines are biological preparations which mimics to our body like germs, but actually it doesn't harm our body. It makes our immune system readily active to fight against true germs when they enter. Hence, it is given to a healthy person well in advance to fight against them. Example, polio vaccine is given to a person to fight against a disease called polio. Moving to non-communicable diseases, it can be due to inactive and unhealthy lifestyle, lack of proper diet, and it is not by germs or it doesn't spread by germs. Let us discuss some of the non-communicable diseases. The heart disease. Heart disease, it affects heart and blood vessels, and it affects the functioning of heart and blood vessels in the circulatory system. It can cause by old age, smoking, excessive consumption of alcohol, and excessive sugar and oil consumption. Diabetes. It is a condition in which the patient suffers from high blood sugar. When we eat food, we break down the nutrients and it stays in our blood as glucose, which is nothing but sugar. This sugar level in the blood has to be maintained and balanced. Due to lack of exercise and physical activities, when it goes high, when the blood sugar level goes high, we call this condition as diabetes. So the causes are excessive intake of sugar coupled with lack of regular exercises. Let's move on to cancer. Cancer is a condition where some body cells divide and grow without control to form tumors, and the tumors invade different parts of the body and start damaging them. As we grow, the cells in our body continuously divide and help us to grow. But the division of these cells are under control, whereas in cancerous condition, the cells are out of control and multiply continuously to form mass of cells called tumors, which is harmful to us. The causes are use of tobacco, unhealthy diet, lack of physical activity, obesity increase the risk of cancer to manyfold. We'll move on to nutritional deficiency diseases. Certain diseases that are caused by insufficient intake of certain nutrients in our diet known as nutritional deficiency diseases. We have two examples, scurvy and anemia. Due to lack of vitamin C in our diet leads to bleeding gums, the condition we call it as scurvy. And anemia due to lack of iron in our diet. Iron is very much necessary to produce RBCs, red blood cells in our body. Hence, less iron in the diet, less RBCs in the blood, and less RBCs in the blood, less oxygen that it carries. So it leads to various disorders and conditions like weaknesses, pale skin, tiredness, and headache, etc. Excessive intake of certain food items. Excessive intake of certain food item also lead to diseases. Here we have two examples, obesity and blood pressure. When we eat excessive food and consumption of junk food, which is not coupled with regular exercises or lack of physical activities, lead to gain lot of abnormally weight and storing fat in our body. The whole condition we call it as obesity. And excessive intake of certain minerals also can alter the blood pressure in us. Prevention of non-communicable diseases. Regular exercise. Regular exercise can keep our body physically fit and burn the excessive fat in our body. Avoid mental and physical strain. Say no to smoking. Avoid alcohol. And self-care. Self-care is very much necessary for being healthy and prevent various diseases. The last one is balanced diet. As we discussed before, our diet should be balanced with all the essential nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water in an adequate and proper proportions. Hence, all these measures can prevent us from getting various non-communicable diseases. Thank you.